at them, like, busting in there. Look at how hot they both look. Yes, that's his name, right?
Marcus, yeah.
Yeah. I always mix up Marcus or Marco. But Vi, they'll be like, Queen so-and-so from this place. She's like, this is Vi. She's from the Undercity.
Yeah.
People, how's it going? I'm Jenni.
KB here.
And this is Rune.
Yeah, there's Rune back there.
Yeah, Rooney Pie.
Rooney.
Oh, and that's Misty.
Is Misty in here too?
She walked past.
Oh.
There she is. She walked past again.
Cats.
Cat life. Well, we're cat moms, so we're not cats. But anyway.
Cat mom life?
Yeah. So today we are going to be going back to our roots. I blame it on my roots. Shut up and... I'm not wearing boots right now, actually, even though it's summer. Anyway, back on topic. The topic at hand. We basically, like, started this channel because we were talking about Arcane all the time.
Yep.
Like, all we ever talked about was Arcane. When we first watched it, we were like, ah! And we're like, wait a second. We were like theorizing a lot of stuff. We were like, do you think this is why this? And do you think this is why? And it's such a cool show because it really leaves a lot of room for that.
So it does. So
we're going back to our roots. We haven't really been putting this off. We just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things we wanted to do, so.
Yeah, a lot of other things that we've become excited about. But yeah. What we've been putting off is the next one that we're going to make after this Arcane video. Yeah. So this one is to do with the council scene. And we did previously do a video that included some of the council scene.
It was the Cassandra video. Yeah,
the video about Cassandra. We love Caitlyn's mom, Cassandra, and she gets, like, so much hate. So we're like, we're just going to make a whole video talking about how actually we like her.
Yeah.
And why she's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But... yeah, we just talked about that pretty much from a Cassandra perspective. Because we wanted to, like, show as many Cassandra clips. There aren't many.
No, that's why we had to make our own.
Yeah.
I tried to look up, like, clips for Cassandra, and there literally was, like,
one. Now there's... oh, on this side, Binky joined the party. Our cats are all, like, joining the party today.
We just need Gwendolyn.
But anyway, today we are talking about Vi and Caitlyn, our favorite Arcane pair. And we're going to talk about what this council meeting means to Vi and Caitlyn. Yeah.
It's going to be great.
From the show?
Arcane.
Yeah! Love it. So, yeah, let's take a look.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Not what they offered him. It's what he had to lose.
Yeah, look at them, like, busting in there. Look at how hot they both look. I'm just gonna throw that out there, first of all. And they bust in there like, yeah, we got this. And they're, like, such a freaking team.
Dude, Caitlyn's belt's really cool looking.
Yeah, it is.
Because she's back in her old Forza outfit.
Yeah.
And here you go. You rarely get to see Caitlyn's arm because she has the Undercity and Gab. But she's got some muscle right here.
She does. And I was watching... the part where she's like in her room in her tank top and you can see
her biceps
muscles
for sure. She's not like built like Vi, but she's not, like I said, I've seen a lot of fan art with Caitlyn with pencil arms, and I'm just like,
she's a tough chick. No,
she's just, and you can also see the height difference. It's not like a huge height difference, but you can still see who the taller one is. Because I was a couple days ago, was on Reddit and people were like complaining that Vi was a short one, and someone's like, no, Vi's taller than Caitlyn. And I'm like, no, Caitlyn's taller than Vi.
I think they think that, like, because Caitlyn does wear boots, but, yeah, she's definitely at least
they both have
taller.
little heel on their boots, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yay. It's so exciting when they walk in there.
It is.
Yeah.
Vi's got the caution of the caution on her face.
She looks like such a cat.
Yeah.
We, like, made a whole video, too, about how Vi's like a lion.
Yeah. She's assessing the situation. Look at her eyes and everything. Yeah, she's going, like, this way and this way. And she's not saying anything. She's trying to see, like, what is all this about?
Scoping out the joint.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cassandra! Very wary.
Has the unique.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool little detailing right here.
Yeah, I saw that also on Caitlyn's shirt when she was young, and she comes in with that box of stuff when they show young Caitlyn. Yeah, she had that on her shirt too. So I'm wondering if it's a Kiraman thing.
Could be. And then she's got this interesting, like, stylized belt right here, too.
Yeah.
And look at her cute bow tie. You guys actually see her cute little bow tie.
How cute it is.
Isn't it so interesting? It's just so interesting. You can see all these extra details.
Yeah.
But I love how they had the contrast with the blue.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these, like, darker colors.
And her eyes
the
and the earrings.
Yeah.
They bring out the blue in her eyes.
Insight into our situation. Thank you.
Yes!
They look like such freaking bosses.
Yeah, Vi's just...
Oh my gosh.
She's standing there just listening. She's just like, alright, let's get this over with, you know? Because she doesn't know what to expect.
Yeah, she's like... she has, like, definitely some disdain for these
for
people.
sure. You can tell. I mean, yeah.
This is Vi. She was born in the Undercity.
Aww.
And see, even still, Vi is still just standing there, like, completely stoic. She's just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Even
However...
though we failed her in countless ways.
And now look, she's starting to, like, she's like, wait a
Starting to soften
second.
a little bit.
There we go.
I think, like, also there's something to be said for, like, her even introducing Vi.
Yeah.
So it's like the two of them come together and step forward together, but then instead of just being like, hey, here's the deal, here's what we found, it kind of reminds me of, like, when they would have, like, some kind of princess ballroom or something, and they, like, announce all the people as they come in.
Yeah.
And, like, Caitlyn's doing that for Vi.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is Vi. She, you know, they'll be like, Queen so-and-so from this place. She's like, this is Vi. She's from the Undercity.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like an echo to that kind of moment.
Yeah.
She's like, here's Princess Vi. Princess Vi. But, yeah, really huge. I saw someone mention, too, like, I think it was on one of the Facebook groups I'm in for Arcane, how huge it is that Vi is here in this council room, because the Undercity has been so underrepresented. Like, there's this council of individuals who are all from the, I don't know what they call it, the upper city. I mean, because I was going to say Piltover, but it's all supposed to be
It's all the
Piltover.
Undercity.
But they're all from not the Undercity.
Yeah.
Topside,
Top
as
side.
as Vi
Yeah,
would
they're all
say.
from the top side.
So the fact that Vi is here is freaking huge.
Oh, definitely.
And Caitlyn's the one, was the one to do it.
Yeah.
Because she's a freaking badass.
Everything to show me
Caitlyn.
what life is really.
And she's just looking at her, just like, are you really talking about this right now?
Gives her the puppy
Yeah, she does. She does, because she can't. She wasn't expecting this.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, they're
Yeah.
gonna say their case, but she had no idea that Caitlyn was gonna say, like, oh, we failed her in countless ways, you know?
Yeah.
Because she's so used to enforcers and people from topside just not caring about people in the Undercity like this.
Yeah, and the moments that they've had together have been private.
Have
like,
been.
they had that bed moment, which also we did a whole
so cute, the bed,
video about that too.
The bed scene.
Yeah, but that was like private, just
Yeah.
the two of them.
Yeah.
So this is such a huge step
Yeah.
for Caitlyn to come forward, and also to be so forward about their relationship.
Agreed.
To like be open about it.
Yeah.
I think, Vi is also like a lot more guarded
Oh,
than Caitlyn
she's
is.
especially.
So I think that, like, for her, offering up information is like, hey, like, let's tit for tat this information. Like, what are you gonna give me for giving you this? But then Caitlyn just shares so openly, like, this is what Vi did for me. This is who she is. This is, she risked everything to show me what life is really like down there. Very, like, a heartfelt way of sharing who Vi is to her. And, yeah, definitely not something Vi would be used to.
No, not
in terms
at
of,
all.
like, coming out so openly about emotions, like, in this kind of setting.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
we have to, again, Vi was in Stillwater for a very long time, and she had to be guarded. She had to protect herself. You know, we really don't know what happened to her down there because we didn't get to see that perspective. But to have, like, an enforcer of all people, they still don't know each other that well, but to have her stand up here at the council, which is basically, like, the head of the head, and to talk like this, she's just like...
And she kind of, like, she says we failed her.
We failed
in
her.
many ways.
Yeah.
And, like, to say that in front of the council.
In front of the council.
is freaking
Huge.
huge and badass as hell.
Yeah, and it really shows that, I mean, we feel that when they had the scene with Echo and when they were in that really awesome area and she was talking about, you know, how she wants to help the Undercity, but that was between Echo and Vi and Caitlyn. Now she's seeing this, she's serious. She's saying this now to because some people will say, oh yeah, you know, I do care, but I could never say this to the people that are, like, above.
Yeah.
Right, the council. Caitlyn can.
Yeah.
Caitlyn has no problem telling them because she really wants to get her point across. And for me, I feel Vi's just kind of like, wow, she really meant that.
Yeah.
You know? Like, she's really standing up to, like, the council of all people. Not just her mom.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a little off topic, but I want to backtrack. Because when they first walked into, like, and we mentioned that how nice they look. We looked at their outfits that they were wearing and stuff like that. There are people who theorize that they, like, got it on in
we
between.
talked about this before.
And we did a video. I wanted to mention, because people might be wondering about what we think about that. We did make a whole video about what we think about that. So check that out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's quite fun. We're in the car. It's great. It's
we were, like, in the car, and she got so passionate about it. She's like, put on a video now. Let's talk about this. So, yeah.
That look, though.
Pretty light down there. People are starving. Sick.
And, you know, the thing about the council is that they just have, like, stony faces.
Yeah.
Right?
They're just like, yeah, whatever. Like, how do you look so indifferently?
Like, doesn't really feel like he cares that much. This guy's just kind of like, he's listening, but this guy's just
I feel like having his hands like that is kind of guarded.
Yeah.
He's like, as a guarded body language.
They don't know what to expect, and this guy, well, he's a robot, so, you know.
Yeah. And here's the thing is that, like, it's their jobs
to protect.
To, be looking out for their people.
Yeah.
And so I think that they've been pushing down for so long, trying to pretend that nothing's wrong, trying to ignore the problems.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, it's upsetting for them to have someone like Caitlyn. Oh, he found the paper. Our cat found our paper. I'm gonna have to. Oh no, he laid down on it. It's so cute. I thought I was gonna have to take him out of there. Anyway, for Caitlyn to bring all of this to the forefront and, like, just bring all these problems they've been pushing down up was freaking huge, and I'm sure they're not happy about it.
No. No, they're like the ostrich. They just have their head in the sand dune, right? Yeah. Like, they don't want to hear about this. They just want to do what they think is best and just ignore it. Just how Jace...
But it really was best for them.
Was best for them. Just like how in Jace, when the scene when he's fighting with Vi, and he sees that this kid, he unintentionally kills this kid... And Vi says to him, like, this has been happening. Like, this is depressing, this one kid, but do you realize, like, all these other people have been dying because of what's going on? He just wants to put his head in the sand. He doesn't want to think about it. You know? Yeah. Which is interesting because he has that superhero mentality. Like, he wants to be a superhero. Yeah. But he really doesn't want to deal with the problems. He's like, I just want to save everything. It's
he's like, I want to make it better, but I don't want to acknowledge everything that's been going up until this point. Yeah.
Ravaged by Shimmer.
Mel actually does have a sense of,
she looks concerned.
But of course, but as we know Mel, she's had a hell of a childhood. She knows war, so she knows what this means. And Jace just kind of looks pissed.
They live in constant fear of the coordinated efforts of violent crime lords.
I'm wondering what Jace is thinking here. I mean, I think he is surprised for sure because he didn't know that this is what Caitlyn's been up to.
Yeah, well, if we go back to Jace, he actually has a huff. He's very subtle.
But I think he tends to be, like, for the most part, a caring dude.
He is.
So he's probably upset to hear that this is going on.
Shimmer.
Watch him.
They live in constant fear of the coordinated...
He's like, he just can't. He looks down. Like, he doesn't want to acknowledge this.
They both look upset about what...
Yeah, they do, in their different ways.
Going on.
Mel definitely seems to be more affected, for sure.
Yeah.
Efforts of violent crime lords. One man leads these efforts.
Cassandra.
Silco.
I think it's really huge that, like... that it's Caitlyn too who's a Karaman because their family name is so respected. So it's like, would they have let much of anyone else in to talk about something like this? Probably not. Like, it had to be her.
And also Cassandra was able to arrange this to happen too. You know, having a mom through the councilman. And here we go. We've done investigations on Silco. What kind of investigations have you been doing?
And I mean, there's that. Like, they're like, yeah, we did investigations. But there was also, and I've just rewatched most of the show up until this point, and I saw the part of the show where Jace told Marcus, that's his name, right?
Marcus, yeah.
Yeah. I was mixed up Marcus or Marco, but it's Marcus. He told him, like, hey, put all these trading regulations in. And he's like, are you sure? Don't you want to talk to other counselors first? And the reason why was because the other counselors were trading stuff illegally.
Yep.
And they were doing all kinds of corrupt things that they shouldn't have been doing.
Politics.
Yeah. So when he's like, oh, we've done investigations, it's like, you know, how much weight are we going to give these investigations, really?
They're not going to, especially because Marcus is the one leading them, and we already know that Marcus is in Silco's pocket. So,
yeah.
Investigations of
and of course our...
they yielded no such level of organization.
And who led these investigations?
Yeah, for real. Who led these investigations? She asked that hard question.
She does.
She's willing to.
She does, because
push it.
Well, she's wants to fix everything, right? She
Yeah.
wants to make sure everything is the way it should be, and she doesn't like corrupt. I mean, Caitlyn is justice. Like, she's a lot of other things too, but she wants fair justice, and she wants people to be taken care of. She's why she wants to be an enforcer. She wants to be Grayson, right? Because if Grayson was alive, she wouldn't stand for this crap.
Yeah. And, like, what also comes to mind is back when Caitlyn said to her mom, about her mom, to Jace, that she doesn't want her to see the real world.
No.
I
She
don't
wants her to
remember
have a desk job.
what it was that exactly, but she said, like, yeah, she doesn't want me to be part of the real world or see the real world, or heaven forbid,
Yeah, she
or
does.
something like that.
Yeah.
But like, it's clear that her family has been trying to hide her from the truth.
Of
like,
course.
keep her
It's
in
safe.
a positive, happy, safe place, and that was never what Caitlyn wanted.
No.
So I feel like this is really, like, Caitlyn's character, her character's trajectory, like, coming to a head.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, it was clear that it was gonna come to this.
Yeah.
Because at some point, her wanting to investigate the truth and find out the truth, that's what she wanted for herself.
Yep.
That's, like, one of her main character's goals.
Yeah.
And so here we are. She's like, all right, now I'm here. I found the truth, and now I'm going to share it with you.
Yes.
What does the Silco even want?
Oh, the Jace now
This
asking the question.
Silco.
What does this Silco even want?
It's interesting how I said this Silco.
I know, right?
Because to me that says, like, oh, what is this guy? Like, he doesn't really know much about him or think much about him at all.
No, but as we see that, you know, when there was a scene with Victor, and when Jace said to him, someone from the Undercity was trying to help you, like, you know, he's got this, he used to be very open, obviously, because he used to get his stuff for his projects from the Undercity, right? So now he's closed his mind, like, everyone from the Undercity is bad, bad, bad. So he's like, Silco? Like, who's even that? Like,
Yeah. Who's this guy who I don't even worry myself about?
Yeah.
What does he want from us?
Yeah.
But I appreciate that he asked, like, this question.
Absolutely.
Because being faced with this, like, I appreciate he doesn't deny.
No,
you
he's
know
not.
what I mean? He's not
He can't.
in this moment.
He can't deny it, because he's what he's seen firsthand. Like, you know, with the
that's
bridge, and he mentioned before, like, cleaning off blood on the bridge and everything, so, which we'll hear him say in a little bit, but, yeah, I mean, he's trying to ask, like, what's going on here, but he still says, this Silco.
This Silco.
From us.
He believes the Undercity should be independent. He calls it the Nation of Zorn.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
This is such a interesting, this is a gear.
Oh, I never noticed that. You're so smart. Yeah.
We used to know who sat there.
Oh, hey, Merdinger.
Too soon.
Yeah.
What about these? Do you know who made?
Oh, he's got the firelight with him, too.
You know what I just freaking noticed? Look at the drawings. Maybe I'm slow to get this.
Oh, it's the
drawings. Yeah.
It's Echoes.
It's interesting because, yeah, it's the symbol that Echo has on the marking on his face. And then he also has that symbol. It kind of represents him. We did a reaction video to a music video he was in. And we were noticing that it also is like the... What's it called? The things that keep time.
The Imagine Dragons one.
Yeah, but those things that keep time. The hours.
Oh, the hourglass.
Hourglass, yeah. So it's like an hourglass. So, but interesting, like, I'm noticing for the first time that their shape is an X in the middle.
Yeah.
So it could be that this had X's, because that's Jinx's symbol, is the X. You see it on her shoes, you see it on her shirt, it's all over her. And then Vi has a V all over her. Echo, this is kind of his tag, is this. Oh, do you want to check that out?
I don't know what that is. I think it's fine.
Blah-loom.
Oh, I see what happened. You got your... There's a drive under you.
Knee.
That's okay. Anyway, back to this.
Is it going to be okay? All right.
Yeah, it's just letting us know that it's reestablished itself. That's all. And I've got all these drives attached to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is...
So, but it's interesting to realize, for one, that Jinx must have put these on here to frame the firelights.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure how much this is... I mean, Echo's the leader of the firelights, so I think it's his symbol. But I don't know how much it also is a symbol for the firelights themselves. But I'm realizing for the first time that the X, all you had to do is add a line at the top and the bottom.
And it makes it hourglass.
And it makes it the hourglass. So those could have all been X's before.
Yeah,
and they just added it
Could be.
to frame the firelights.
Yeah.
But, like, isn't that kind of weird, though, that the X is so close to this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know
Interesting.
how deep that kind of symbolism will be as a part of the story. But, yeah.
No. Well,
No, Caitlyn is great at many things, but she is not good at lying.
No.
She can't lie.
She's a straight shooter.
She is a straight shooter, but she
So-
has tells. Whenever she's trying to lie, she shifts her eyes.
Yeah. Well, that's why, because she's such a straight shooter. So she's not comfortable being not authentic. She's just so real and to the point.
My name's
And
Matilda.
so, so when they ask her, and being someone who's so obsessed with the truth, the fact that Caitlyn was willing to lie.
It's huge.
She didn't evade. She straight up lied and was like, no.
Yeah.
And covered this up is huge.
Oh, definitely.
It's huge in terms of primarily her relationship with Vi and what she's willing to do to protect Vi.
Yep.
Jinx.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lots to say about this. There's a lot to figure out here about. She says, it was her name is Jinx. So, yeah, it's some people think that it seems like Vi is betraying her sister.
She's not betraying her sister.
I don't think so either. She, for one, like, didn't say that it was her sister.
Nope.
She didn't give any information except for her name. I do think that she is trying to give them this information in hopes of tit for tat, getting something back in return. So people are like, oh, she just betrayed her sister like that. I think she's being strategic.
She is being strategic, and she's also doing the thing that she taught Caitlyn. Give them what they want, and they'll give you what you want, potentially. But like I mentioned before, off camera, she's separating the two of them. She does not want to believe Jinx is Powder. So in her mindset, I will call her Jinx, separates from Powder. Also, she's probably still trying to come to comprehend what happened on the bridge and everything, and all this has been going down. So for her to call her sister Jinx to them, to me, doesn't sense betrayal. It's just like, here's a name, this is the name of this person, give me what I want, right?
Yeah, and I don't think that she thinks that they're that capable of doing anything to harm her, because she thinks that they're fairly incompetent. Let's be honest.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
She's like, how are they... Like, she's like, just giving them a name isn't going to help them find her, and I don't think that she expects the Undercity people to turn her over, hand her over, and she's under Silco's protection. So just having a name, like, yeah, that's a step further for them to have, but it's not like they brought her on a silver platter over to them.
No. And to be honest with you, like, even if they try to go after Jinx is a wildcat. She's very dangerous. You know, but yeah, she didn't betray her sister, and I've seen that a lot too. It's one of the big things people don't like Caitlyn for is because of this moment right here. It's because she's with Caitlyn and she said Jinx.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but no.
It annoys me too when people blame Caitlyn for Vi's decisions.
It's every time. And the thing about it is Vi is a grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
She makes her own decisions.
And she's a tough woman.
Yeah. She doesn't have some gun to her head and be like, tell them the name.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's how they wished it went.
But I think that what's happening in terms of Vi and Caitlyn is that Vi is finding more and more that her goals and in some cases values are aligning with Caitlyn's.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely, for sure. But Vi makes her own decisions for her own self. You know, Caitlyn didn't make her do anything. She didn't have to come to the council meeting or anything like that. You know, Caitlyn could have gone herself. Vi didn't have to be there.
Yeah.
But she wanted to be there.
Yeah.
So.
They're the best.
James has the gemstone.
Look at the two of them, like, look at the same
Yeah.
time. They look, like, so united.
And then Caitlyn did nod about the gemstone, and Vi's looking at her like, you gonna tell him, right? You gonna tell him, right?
Oh,
Then we have to go in by force.
That could And then here we go. Jace has had enough. He's had enough. Well, here's the thing, though. This is Jace's baby, essentially, right? He has been working on this with Victor for a very long time. This is also the thing that got him kicked out of the academy. He knows how destructive this can be in the wrong hands, as you know we see later on in the last episode.
Yeah.
So for him to act like this is not exactly over the top, but of course, it could cause, as Mel says, it could trigger war, as it very well could.
Yeah.
You know, Zahn versus Piltover.
Yeah.
Like a war. There are good people down there.
And here's sweet Caitlyn saying that, yes, but we have people in the Undercity that are good that we need to save.
Because she wants to protect people.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
how she
shoot!
is.
Bad ones, too!
Shit! The council, though. Oh,
Hold
my
on, who
gosh.
says this?
Bad ones, too.
Even if we wanted
not-
to.
I think
that
it's
was
Haskell.
I was Haskell, yeah.
I think so.
That gruffy voice was Haskell.
That gruffy voice. Okay.
They have shimmer.
Ooh.
We have Hextech.
Yeah.
happened to you?
Okay.
Yeah, and Caitlyn's surprised.
What happened to you?
Because they already had, before they wanted to weaponize it, both Jace and Victor are like, no way. It's going to be for mine. It's going to be for helping people, like work and all that jazz. It's not to be weaponized. And now Jace is like, hey, listen, they've got shimmer. We'll fight them with Hextech. And that's what Caitlyn's just like, wait, what? I've been gone how long? What happened?
Yeah.
What happened, Jace?
Well, the thing, though, that is that something did happen to Jace.
It did.
He seemed really affected by the bridge scene.
Yeah.
And looking out and seeing all the people that were killed.
Yeah, and there was a lot
So-
of people, and he hasn't even fought with Vi yet, so it's like, Jace's mental state is not exactly
Yeah.
the best right
That's true.
We've been talking about talking for weeks now. They're still cleaning the blood off the bridge. When do we say enough is enough?
I think he's
James,
just getting used to being a counselor, because that's
Yeah.
like what the council kind of does.
Yeah.
Is they sit around and talk about things.
now. They do.
Yeah.
And I mean, but the really thing is that's a huge thing that happened, though. You know, as you mentioned, they're still cleaning blood off the bridge. You know, and here's Mel. She's trying to be the one of like, listen, I get where you're coming from, but I've been here before. Just like Heimerdinger.
Yeah.
I've been here before.
Yeah.
You don't know war. I do. It must be our last resort. There may be a diplomatic solution.
I feel like the women are such the heart of this
Yeah, they are.
freaking show.
Oh, look, Solo.
I mean, sometimes, because then there's
Yeah.
Mel's mom, but Mel, as one of the primary women,
Yeah.
is just like such a
Yeah,
like, an
she's
emotional
such an
force.
interesting character because when you first meet Mel, she's like this enchantress, right? She's just using Jace essentially, and then you start to see like the other layers of her. She's got massive PTSD from happened to when she was a kid, when her mom off with that girl's head. So sad. She was such a pretty character too. And now she's like, war. No, this is not a good idea. And you know, Jace is just trying to like get action done because he doesn't want the repeat of the bridge.
Oh yeah.
And-
Look, oh god.
Go ahead.
Oh no! I was gonna say, look at this guy's face.
Oh, yeah,
What's
Solo.
his name? Solo. And like,
He looks
but he
just-
also look at his chest. He has those.
Yeah, he's got some sort
kinda
of
symbols as
details too,
well.
and his shoulder armor pieces right here too, and he's got it right here too.
Yeah, interesting.
She's right.
However, he does agree with Mel, you
Huh.
know. So, but honestly, like we all know that Mel has Hoshkull in her pocket when she gave him that present so many years ago,
Uh huh.
and then so she's very clever.
Yeah.
And of course, Haskell's gonna go with it because he's like, "Oh, I got my little gizmo from you, and obviously you're right about everything." He's got his own little gear.
Oh my gosh, look, his shirt looks like a guitar or something.
It does kind of look like a guitar. Yeah. Jace is like, "Are you serious?" It's interesting because Cassandra doesn't really have any say in it. She doesn't really think about it. I think she's thinking about it still. Like, Caitlyn thinks about things, processing it, but she doesn't really have anything to say, and neither does the other counselor. She's just kind of, like, being quiet, too. I think the two of them are kind of figuring like, what to say. Yeah. What's the best course of action. Because
I think they can't believe it's come to this.
Yeah.
Like that the situation is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Jace is like, okay, I guess I give up. Oh, here we go!
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Bye.
Should we watch this through?
Yep, let's watch it through. And
then we'll say what we had to say. Yep. She said you want to negotiate with him.
Because this is such a powerful scene, we've got to watch it through. Okay, I know.
Okay.
Negotiate with him? It may be the only way to avoid further bloodshed.
Cassandra.
This is insane.
Did you learn nothing? You can't talk to him. He hates you. Everything you stand for. He will never back down.
Okay, so... Alright. That part is not wrong. She says he hates you and everything you stand for.
True.
Yeah, definitely that's accurate.
True.
When she says you want to negotiate with him, what were the words that she said? She said something after, but basically, like, that'll never work.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that, like, Vi is wrong about this.
Vi is actually very wrong about this, but she has a reason.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. But, like, when Jace goes and talks to Silco,
they talk.
They talk through everything.
They come to an agreement.
And and then later, Silco's even surprised. He's like, he didn't even haggle.
The boys even haggle.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, like, how easily, like, all this came, that conversation went. So... she's wrong about this, but for a reason.
Yeah, because anytime she has had any interaction with Silco, or Silco has had his goons around, it's always been violent. Someone's always died or gotten severely hurt. Mm-hmm. We saw what happened to... what's his face? The guy who was at the junk shop.
Benzo? Yeah.
And Grayson.
She saw that happen.
And once again, ties to Silco. She goes to rescue Papa Van Van, and she's not met with a diplomatic... like, let's talk about this. Right. Silco just sends his guys right. First, they set up a trap. Like, there's no one there. And it's just like, this is kind of suspicious. Why are there no gods? And then there's just a huge fight. Like, the entire fight. There's no talking. The only talking happens before that is Silco talking to Vander how much she still respects him, even though he's wrong about what Vander's doing right now, which is not putting up a fight. Right? So, to her...
did she even see that? I don't think so.
We see that as the audience.
Okay. We do,
but what I'm trying to say,
didn't.
But she doesn't see that. But even if she did see that, it wouldn't change because she's already like hot and heavy. The thing about Vi is she goes in head first. She doesn't ask questions. She wants to just punch and just be done with it, right?
Yeah,
knock you unconscious, go about it. And to her, there's absolutely no way because obviously we see Jinx and Jinx just go crazy and she believes that Silco created Jinx. So she sees all of this like traumatic, people dying, people getting hurt. So she's like, there's absolutely no way that you'll be able to talk to him.
Because that's her experience. That's what she's seen. But I also think that, like, it's not really in her nature to sit down and try to talk things out. So, from her perspective, she's like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to solve this.
No.
Because that's not how she would solve a problem.
No, because she's getting aggressive. Like, she goes 1 to 180 real quick. She goes in the middle of the council, and she's talking. She's not putting up her fist to fight them, but she's mad, and she wants to let them know, hey, this is a stupid idea.
Yeah.
You're all stupid.
Yeah.
Basically.
If you think, too, about, like, when she had that fight with Savika, when Babette sent her over to Savika, she was trying to find out information. She was looking for her sister. Was her first course of action, even though they have bad blood between them, to be like, hey, let me sit down with you and see if I can
let me reasonably
you
in the face
chat with you about this. Yeah, she runs over and knees her in the face.
And then, so she's not the person that's going to sit there and ask the question. That's what Caitlyn's going to do, because that's how Caitlyn, she's an enforcer.
And I think that, like, oh, good. Did you have something else to say? Sorry.
It would be really out of character for Vi to sit down and have a chat, or to agree that chatting or anything of that nature would help.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you want to kind of talk about it?
Whereas, like, it's kind of the council's nature to sit around and talk about things and not do anything that's actually gonna, like, help the people of the Undercity.
Yeah.
It's kind of what they do.
Yeah, so it's not surprising at all. It is
They're
very...
like, oh, we'll talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll use diplomacy. It'll be fine.
These politicians, I tell ya.
Yeah.
Oh, Mel's concerned face once again.
Oh.
Enforcement.
And I feel like more could have been said, and more if Sallow didn't put his pointy little ginkgo nut-eating face in here. This man is quiet the entire time. He agrees with Mel, and he's just like, I feel so threatened right now.
And when we rewatched this recently, I was like, how dare he kick out freaking Vi?
Yeah.
So upsetting.
It is, and he's like the one that does it, because Hoshkull says not. He's looking at Mel's direction.
Yeah.
Mel's looking down. Vi's looking down. And I feel like more could have been said at this point, maybe, perhaps. But we'll never know, because this man over here is just like, escort them out.
Which I feel like is kind of par for the course for the council to be like, yeah, like, we don't want to hear it. Right? Like, we don't want to hear it.
No,
we don't want to know
they
about
want to put
it.
their heads in the sand again.
Yeah.
They don't, as long as they don't hear it, they don't see it, they don't speak it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's like
So
those
he's
monkeys.
like, we don't want to look at Vi anymore.
No.
Because she's giving us a dose of what we don't want to hear. So kick her out.
Pretty much.
Please escort them out.
The thing is he's the only one, though. No one else stands up, but Sallow has to do something, apparently. And then Vi's just like, you know what? I'm done with this crap.
I remember where your fancy damn door is.
Oh, Caitlyn. She looks so defeated. Oh, it's okay, Caitlyn. Oh.
And I feel like also Vi being like, all right, like, I remember where your door is. It's very much like something that you do when you're scoping out the exit routes. She's like, kind of came in probably prepared for the fact that she might have to make an exit. you know?
And she's also avoiding, too, though, right? She's like, listen, I'm not wanted here. I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Right? She's not going to stand up anymore because she's like, this is a complete waste of my time.
Yeah, they're
And-
not giving her what it is. that
Exactly.
she
So she's like,
wanted.
if I can't get anything out of this, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna be escorted out anyway. And Caitlyn,
And she has a, like, this personality already to begin with, where she, like, kind of, she leaves.
yeah, she always leaves. She doesn't. Now this time she wants to leave because she's
When she
like,
gets overwhelmed, too.
yeah.
Like, let's go back to the time when everyone in her nearly everyone in her family was killed. What did she do? She like...
well, I think that's a little bit different. Cause
I think, though, it's not the same situation, but that's her MO.
she wanted to go collect herself and then
Yeah.
talk to Powder. She
Yeah.
wasn't really gonna leave her, except she got Maka snapped.
But she's like, when things get too
Yeah, she wants to
intense,
get away from it.
She
needs to.
All right, I'm out of here.
Yeah, she's
you know?
overwhelmed. She needs to go. But now with this situation, she's just like, I'm leaving. I'm not wanted here anyway. Mm-hmm. You know, and then she's going to think of another plan because that's what Vi does. Mm-hmm. And then poor Caitlyn, she's like, and I kind of wonder if Caitlyn felt in the back of her mind that something like this might have happened because she's been with Vi for a while. She knows she's hot-headed. And you got Solo's just like, hey, listen, they got to go. Mm-hmm. You know? So. And I like how she looks over to her mom.
Oh, she looks so shocked.
She looks at her mom.
Yeah, it's so sweet. This is such a freaking sweet moment.
If you have to think about it, too, this is the last time Caitlyn sees her mom. That we see on camera, at least.
Oh, they're so sweet.
Cassandra's the best mom.
Oh, she is.
Like, if she was a Karen, she would basically shut the whole thing down right this instant. No more talk about this, young lady. You're gonna stay here and not go anywhere. But it's this little nod with her head and this touching soft look, which we don't see Cassandra give a lot of soft looks, but you can definitely see Caitlyn's got her mom's, like, features, especially with these soft looks. Just go to her. Go to her. And Caitlyn's like, no words between the two of them. Oh, God.
Not what they offered him.
Yeah, so that was intense.
Yeah, that scene's always intense. Doesn't matter how many, especially when the first time you see it, but even many times afterwards, it's still intense. And you're still, like, picking things up, right? Because the beautiful thing about Arcane is you can watch so many times and you still don't get everything. You get to see, like, here, you get to see this, and we got to see some details of, like, the outfits, too. Which was really fun, too. But those soft looks with Cassandra and her mom.
They were so sweet.
And her daughter and her mom. It's like, oh, God, Caitlyn and Cassandra.
Yeah. And this, like, close... We didn't even talk about the handhold.
Oh yeah, the sweet little handhold.
where
She grabs her hand.
Yeah,
And
where
squeezes
Caitlyn
it.
starts like kind of
lie.
stuttering and trying to lie, and Vi grabs her hand, which isn't the first comforting touch that Vi's
No.
giving Caitlyn. We were watching too, where in the bridge scene when Vi goes to check out what's going on, she gives her that little knee pat. So it seems like they're becoming more and more comfortable physically.
Yeah.
With expressing emotions, which is huge for Vi.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Caitlyn is, but not how Vi's been. So, it's huge for Vi.
It is huge for Vi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that scene.
Mm.
I know. I just think of the last part of that with Caitlyn looking at her mom.
I know. And then she like has this like look where her eyebrows go up, like it's like kind of concerned. It's
Yeah.
like that's how like your puppy looks like. You like.
I mean,
and she looks like
yeah.
that.
I know. Oh, Cassandra, please don't die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness gracious me, oh my.
Anyway.
Damn you, Sallow. You ruined it!
Yeah, he kicked out Vi. Can't with him.
Can't with him.
Yeah.
Mr. Ginkgo Nuts.
Anyway, that's what we've got for you for today. And thanks so much for watching. We'd love to stay in touch with you. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Let us know in the comments what you all think of this scene. If there's anything else that you all want to add. Yeah, we'd love to hear. There's like interpretation for days.
Oh
that
yeah,
we could come up with.
there's so much.
Yeah,
there's
for
absolutely so much for sure. So we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, and we will be sending you all so much love. Till next time.
Laters!